And these are, the results are starting to pour in that we've spent 18 months on.
Because people who come here, they make that comment that, where I'm coming from, typically the US or Canada, everyone's kind of depressed and things are kind of falling apart.
I see 100% it's true. People love to get rugged. They want to get rugged. They need to get rugged. And the Bitcoin is the side that is all the new life being born out of a great light.
Shitcoins are an instrument to feed a mental illness and the addiction.
The best tweet of my life, and it's going to be the highest engagement tweet of my life. When the author of the Bitcoin Standard met the leader of Bitcoin country, great things were bound to happen. We are excited to announce that Saif Deen is joining us as economic advisor to the National Bitcoin Office of El Salvador. Welcome to the winning team, Dr. Amus.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to get 1 million views on Twitter. So it's like gone viral. The Saif Deen Amus here in El Salvador meeting with the president with his book, The Bitcoin Standard, and his new book, Economic Principles, is really catching storm, and he's joining the Bitcoin office as an advisor. And people on the social media, on Twitter, were like, yeah, this is fantastic. You're attracting the best talent. This is becoming the magnet of maximalism, of super excellence. And I think people are starting to catch on.
And these are, the results are starting to pour in that we've spent 18 months on. Some of these things like Fold, I had first started reaching out to them back in March of 2022. Maybe it was even February, late February, early March, asking Will Reeves to come move here, to move his company here. And finally, it's happened. We had a huge announcement at the Bitcoin 2023 conference, which was that Strike is moving here as well. So these are the things we've been working. This is the proof of work. Remember, I keep on telling people that they're going to see a lot of proof of us working, having worked in 2022 during the bear market while everybody else was like, panicked and all those shitcoins were collapsing.
Because people who come here, they make that comment that, where I'm coming from, typically the US or Canada, everyone's kind of depressed and things are kind of falling apart. And I come to El Salvador and it's like things are on upbeat. People are, seem to be like everything's happening. And so there's a very stark contrast there. And I think, in their eyes, you see it. They're like, what? I didn't know this was even possible anymore in this crazy world.
I kind of caused a stir at the Bitcoin conference when I said that there would be only one hyper-Bitcoinized country, and that would be El Salvador, because there's only one President Bukele, and therefore nobody else could do the same, because he would attract the best and the brightest. So the first mover advantage is real. So once you have the best and the brightest, once you have the best Bitcoin companies like Fold, like Strike, once you have the best economic advisors like Max and Stacy, and also Saif Deen Amus now. Like once you have all those best people here, once you have like the best securities firm, Bitfinex Securities, like we have all the best. So the rest are going to end up, seeking shitcoins, basically.
A friend of ours was saying that he was flying into the airport in El Salvador, and for the first time he remembered, the plane had to circle the airport a few times because it was so congested. So they give you an idea of the activity that's flowing in.
We've always been in that fiat world, and that the decaying world that was at the end days, right? The end of the US dollar empire. So we've always been amidst it and reporting what we saw around us, and the headlines were reflecting what was around us. But now we're in this like weird fantasy land of like, a Bitcoin citadel. We're inside the citadel, and you see the headlines from outside the citadel, and they're crazy. They don't, they seem crazier now than they did when we were there. Like, because
they seem unbelievable.
Yes.
Like it seems when you read some of these things that are going on in cities and in communities in the United States, for example, or elsewhere around the world, it seems so depraved and so catastrophic and so worrisome that, is this actually happening? Can we actually believe some of these things that are happening? It's a horror film where the sinkhole keeps happening over and over again. And I hate sinkholes, right? I mean, I have a fear of sinkholes, and I dream about sinkholes, that they're just going to open up, and I'm going to just fall into these sinkholes. When I see the news and I see, oh, in Indonesia or somewhere, a sinkhole opened up, and there's sinkholes in the ocean even. They just open up, and they swallow everything. It's like, wow, these poisonous projects, they're like sinkholes. They just open up underneath people, and they
net
just
worth,
gobble them up.
underneath their net worth, and just suck it
underneath
in.
their net worth. And they get rug pulled, right? And a rug pull, what's a rug pull? It's like a sinkhole.
Yeah.
And they just disappear. And it happens over and over and over again. It doesn't seem to be any end to it.
But you know, speaking of bad dreams, there's also yet another Richard Hart, a rug pull. Like
What?
they had this pulse chain thing. I don't know, Hex collapse, and now pulse chain collapse in this past week, 2 weeks. And again, like these are the different things. And you know, when you're doing a nation state, when you're building a citadel, there's one thing. Out there, if, you know, I see 100% it's true. People love to get rugged. They want to get rugged. They need to get rugged. It's like an S&M thing. Like, can you stop people, men mostly, from going to a dominatrix and getting spanked or tied up and, you know, whatever happens there? You know, you can't, right? But people do the same with these coins. They want to, you know, they hate themselves. They want to be poor. They want to ruin everything. They want to be humiliated by some fat ass guy. Like that's what they want. And so go ahead, go do that somewhere else. I'm not going to stop you, but I don't want, like, that's the end, that like those are the end days of fiat, right?
So you're saying shitcoins are a form of kink?
Yes. At this point, they are a form of kink. You have to say that, right? Because it's obvious you're going to get rugged, and this is part of their shtick. I don't know. Like there's a lot of weird
shitcoin fetishists.
Shitcoin fetishists. Yes, you want to be a loser, and it builds a community. Some communities, like, they form gangs and they feel like a brotherhood and respect for each other. And these communities are similar gangs of losers, right? They like to they bond over how much of a loser they are. Like, I lost everything. I only lost 75%. Like, I'm not as much as a loser as you are. Did you see the insane headline from Elizabeth Warren about fentanyl?
Let's hear Liz Warren's latest insane headline.
Well, she wants to. She failed on all the other attempts to stop Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. So
now she says that we need to shut down Bitcoin and crypto because they are funding the fentanyl trade. Like, the fentanyl trade is like what I'm saying. Those groups of losers who love getting rug pulled, right? Fentanyl is the end stage of the US dollar. Like, it birthed the US dollar and the Triffin dilemma that triggered the deindustrialization of the heartland of America, the Rust Belt now. Like, that is what led to the fentanyl overdose crisis. The United States is the only place in the world that has it. And it's for a reason, because it's the end stage. It is the exact direct consequence of the US dollar. So it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a direct result of the US dollar as well. And the Bitcoin is the side that is all the new life being born out of a great light.
Crypto is, and there's a blank. And then Liz Warren will be like, fentanyl.
Yeah.
No, the war. Like, she just fills in anything she wants to. And then when you listen to her speak, it's that same humorous kind of reaction. Like, it doesn't make any sense, bitch.
She has the worst, the way she talks. No, like that whiny. It's like whiny. So when she's whining and like saying stupid stuff, nobody will remember Jeff Bezos. Okay. Nobody. In 100 years from now, nobody will remember him. 100 years from now, they're more likely now to remember Elon Musk. Not only because he's, close to the richest ever, which was, I guess, was it Rockefeller? Who was there was the richest guy ever in America, one of the Rockefellers or somebody like that. And he's close to what that guy was. And he's bought something that will last longer. So if it lasts longer into the future, it's going to keep his name into the future.
Yeah.
People can mock Elon Musk for creating a legacy. People can mock El Salvador for Bitcoin paper losses, but in 100 years from now, 200 years from now, will they be talking about that person who left, or will they be talking about the person who left behind a legacy and altered and changed the epoch in culture?
I totally agree with you. I famously made fun of Elon on stage at Bitcoin Miami like 2 years ago, and
well, he deserved that because he was telling people to buy Dogecoin.
Yeah,
and the point is, like I said, there's like whole groups, unions, assemblies of people that gather to be rugged. So he was giving them pleasure. I agree. Like he was serving some purpose.
He was a
with
dominatrix for the Doge community.
Yes.
Helped them experience a rug pull.
Yes, whatever these guys who gather in these little chat rooms, they like to lose, and he was helping them be the biggest losers in the room because they're competing to be the biggest loser, and that's the truth.
Shitcoins are an instrument to feed a mental illness and the addiction of the of that type of degen.
Well, nobody wants to do the proof of work.
Yeah.
Because the point is, it's hard to be a winner because people laugh at you the whole way. People tell you can't do it. You doubt yourself. You put yourself out there. You're saying, I'm going to be a winner. I'm going to get to the top. I'm going to finish first. I'm going to do this. And everybody's jeering at you the whole way saying you're never going to do it because they're projecting their own fear and their own doubts and their own more comfort levels in being a loser. So that's the vast majority of people. Yeah. Well, I think like how rapidly AI is advancing, this might be the rug pull for us. Yeah. I think we're going to be rugged. Humanity is about to be rugged because I think, when there's a rug pull, there are all the signs become more and more apparent that they're about to rug pull you. Like every single rug pull, they say, "Oh, I should have known as soon as he tweeted like 4 or something like that." And so, like right now, AI, like why is it exposing itself to us like this unless it's about to like fucking rug us?